Hi everyone, it's Margaret here. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to be going on a cruise, and I have been packing for the last week and just putting things aside to be put in my suitcase. And I'm down to the medical first aid kit. Do you pack one? I always do, and it's not just medicines that I might be taking, personally, but also things for the what if scenarios. What if I get seasick? What if, and so on. And one of our bloggers, Jane Dempster Smith, wrote an article a while ago, I think, about first aid kits, and I just took a look at it because I was getting inspiration. And she really comes up with some great basic ideas, and I want to share with you what she came up with, and then maybe some of my own thoughts as well. Because I know I used to have a bag called the What If bag. And I think at one point I did a video on that and then decided it was silly because anywhere I could go in the world, I could find most of the things that were in my what if bag. But, what if, my suitcase tears, or what if, whatever, silly things. What if I lose my hairbrush? I need a spare one, or I need spare batteries. I still put those in. But the point is that a first aid kit, though, is a little different because that is when you're sick and you're in a country that maybe you don't speak the language, or on a ship, and you just can't pop down to the drugstore and pick it up. So what's in your kit now? For Jane, she's a travel blogger, but with her husband Duncan, and they of course are on the road all the time. So they have probably more in their kit than the average person needs. But when I looked at it, I thought, well, this is actually not a bad list. And on top of the things that I take personally. So what do I take personally? Well, I've got like 3 medicines that I take as like part of my, for my back and also for blood pressure. So I've got 3 medicines, and I take those in 2 places. I keep like a 2 or 3 day supply in my bag, in my purse, and then I put the rest into my makeup kit, which is what we're talking about here, building a makeup kit. Did I just say makeup kit? First aid kit. You know what I meant. Anyway, so these are the things that Jane takes with her, and I put some of those in mine as well. So those are the basics that I take. I take bandages, of course. I think that's one thing. For heel supports, like for shoes. I normally don't wear shoes that are not worn in. When I travel, I normally just take my regular old shoes and know that I'm going to be comfortable, not necessarily stylish. And that's just my style of travel. But let's go to the list that Jane put together, because a lot of mine overlaps with hers. So first of all, basic items. She says Panadol tablets for aches and pains, ibuprofen, Panadol, paracetamol, whatever you take for pain. Now, I discovered on my recent hospital trip that I'm actually allergic to, not allergic, but I have not a good reaction with my blood pressure to ibuprofen. So I have to take either paracetamol or one that they gave me, I think it's called Nifiderm, but it's another painkiller that's not ibuprofen. So that's the first thing. Next, she takes Hydralyte tablets for rehydrating. And this is just those, what do they call them? She calls them Hydralyte. It's another word for them. But we put them in a drink, and they basically reestablish your sugar salt level. Somebody's going to help me with the name that we use in other parts of the world, but it's just basically for rehydrating if you have diarrhea or vomiting. This can bring a liquid back into your body that's really, really important. She also talks about Imodium, which is of course for diarrhea. And I say, this is one of the biggest things on travel, because we eat foods that we don't necessarily know, or that we're not comfortable with. There's different bacteria floating about in our foods and water, so that can cause diarrhea and other stomach upsets. So Imodium is really important, and she says, or charcoal tablets. Another thing she discusses is plasters, of course, but bandages, and I do that, I mentioned earlier. She says liquid echinacea. Now, I actually don't do any kind of supplements in my first aid kit, but I think she believes, like a lot of people, that preventing colds and flu is important. So having a medicine that's like a echinacea or something like that is super important, or just maybe a general, one-stop vitamin pill, multivitamin pill. Let's see, bandages and adhesive dressings. We talked about that. Little things that you don't think about, like scissors and tweezers. Okay, so I have a little scissors and a little tweezer, and also something else. Safety pins. Those are the types of things that I put into a little plastic bag, just because you never know. Scissors I always need for one thing or another. So small scissors are important, and tweezers. I also take those little shavers for your face, for the hair on your face. and put one of those in there too. Another thing is antiseptic hand gel. Now, even though COVID is not with us in the sense it was, it's still important, especially if you're traveling on train or plane with lots of surfaces that other people have touched. Then just go ahead and get some spray, what do you call it? Well, just hand sanitizer. Now, I've actually got this really cool, and I should show you. It's like a little, like this big, and it's thin, and you just spray it from the top, and that's really nice. It's by Hahn. The company is Hahn, H-A-A-N, but I think they've become kind of a trendy thing right now. Hahn's been around for years, but you might want to pick up. It's It's easier to put in your pocket. In fact, did you know, I think I have it in my pocket because I was on a train journey yesterday. There we go. It's very thin. They're really cool. They come in different scents. This is Wood Night, H-A-N-A-N, hydrating hand sanitizer. You just spray it, and then you just put it on. It's really, really cool. So that I take with me everywhere. Face masks, ND was N95, or the ones that are really like regulation face masks. I always take a handful of those just in case. It's happened to me a couple of times on a train where someone's been coughing, and nothing wrong with the cough because, trust me, I have coughs sometimes too, but I always just pop a face mask on when someone's coughing around me, just in case, to stay safe. A thermometer. I think that's a good idea if you're testing if you've got COVID, or if you've got a very high fever from a flu or something. It's better to have your own little thermometer. They don't take up much space. And also, she suggests, and this is Jane, that you take something for bite stings, insect stings for bites, insect repellents, and maybe some sunscreen. Those are kind of the general things to take. It's important. She would give some tips, like always keep your first aid kit updated. Don't put pills in there that are not going to be efficient anymore. And also check your vaccinations for travel, because a lot of countries require that you have a certain certificate for travel vaccines. Now, these are for things like malaria and some of them, in fact, with malaria, you have to take the pill before you travel, like for a week or so before you travel, and then also when you're on the road. So that's important to check with the regulations about medicines. Also, check the countries, of course, that you're going to. If a country's got some need for COVID testing, for example, or any other local infections that you think might be happening there, just you can go online, and your travel agent or people that are helping you with your journey. But there's so much on the internet now, you can always do your research. Don't go crazy, but in my opinion, knowing what the environment is going to be. Like in India, for example, if I was going to India today, I would really double check with the embassy, because I've been there 20 years ago. I don't know what the current situation is. But I know, for example, malaria, I had to have my pills, 2 weeks before the trip, and then also while I was there. So it's really important. Another thing is purifying your water. This is where you might stick in your little kit, your water purification tablets. That might be an important thing to consider, especially if you're going out like hiking or doing a cross-country thing or something outside in nature. And also sunscreen, of course, I mentioned earlier, goes with that. Finally, well, not finally, but in addition, stock up on your prescription medicines. Make sure that you've got everything you need in duplicate, triplicate, maybe in 2 places, as I mentioned. Another thing is to stock up on batteries. I take my handheld blood pressure machine. It's just a little square box. It's only about that big, but I take it with me. It's a wrist blood pressure. 1 second. I have to take a sip. Take throat lozenges too. And I just always make sure that I take that, in batteries extra for that blood pressure machine. Skin protection I've mentioned already. Hydration, we'll always take a water bottle, and you can refill it at the station or in the airport, but always have a bottle or 2 that you can fill up with water, keep them on your body. And of course, finally, insurance. Make sure that you have got in your medical kit a certificate that says you're covered by your insurance company. I use a company called Allianz. It's a Swiss company, I believe, but lots of people have other wonderful ones that they love. That's not an endorsement. I don't have any political or any relationship, just that I use them. But insurance is super, super important. So I think that's what has Jane forgot? What have I forgotten that you always take in your medical kit? I'd love to know, because a lot of us are going to be doing some traveling over the next few months, and I want to make sure that everybody is equipped and well. That's another thing too, though. When you go on a trip, you don't have to, if you're going in a group, maybe certain people can take the hydration tablets, or you don't have to carry everything, and everyone has duplicates of everything. It's so funny though, when I was sometimes when I've been traveling with a group, and you go, oh, I need this or that. Oh, I've got that. I've got that. Oh, it's okay. I've got that. Like 4 people in the group have all brought the same thing. Doesn't matter. It's not that heavy usually to carry this stuff, and it really gives you that sense of security that even if you were stranded somewhere for a few extra days, you have your pills and your medicines for any eventuality or for just your general good health. So what do you think about this topic? Has it been helpful, useful? Are there more topics that you'd like me to write or read about, to talk about? I really am anxious to know that, I'm giving you what you want on these channels. And, I record videos and so on about what I think is useful, what I think might help. But tell me what you think. What do you need? What's on your mind? I mean, after doing 2,000 plus videos on YouTube, you run out of kind of specific topics, but you have to get more general, lots of general topics, but you need to get more specific. So if there are things that you can think of that would like me to do videos and chats on, please let me know in the comments. And if you like the video, please like it, with a little like button, and sign up for notifications by pressing that little bell on the top of our YouTube channel. And then, of course, you can find us everywhere else. Okay, everybody, well, have a great day wherever you are. I know that I care about you all. I'm hoping that you stay safe on your travels wherever you're going, exploring in this world, and that we're here on the journey with you. Okay, take good care, everyone. Bye for now.